Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, replaying someone else's problems in your mind? Maybe it's a friend's heartbreak, a sibling's struggles, or a classmate's anxiety that you just can't shake off. You want to help, to be there, to fix things, but somehow their pain becomes your own. If you've ever felt exhausted by other people's problems, you're not alone and you need to hear this. What if I told you that caring too much could actually be holding you back? Imagine how much lighter you'd feel if you could let go of the burdens that were never truly yours to carry. Today, I want to share two stories that might just change the way you see your own suffering and help you finally set yourself free. From a young age, many of us are taught that being a good friend, a caring sibling, or a supportive child means putting others first. We see our parents worry, our friends struggle, and we feel a deep urge to help, to shoulder some of their pain. You want to help, you want to be there, but at what cost? Sometimes the lines blur between compassion and self-sacrifice, and we start to believe that their happiness depends on us. Society praises selflessness, but rarely warns us about the silent toll it takes. The truth is, carrying someone else's pain can leave us feeling lost, overwhelmed, and even resentful. So, how do we break free from this cycle? Let's start with the story of Alex, a student who learned this lesson the hard way. Alex was the kind of friend everyone wished they had always ready, with a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, and a willingness to drop everything for someone in need. When Alex's best friend, Jamie, started struggling with anxiety and falling behind in classes, Alex stepped in without hesitation. Late-night phone calls, skipped study sessions, and constant worry became Alex's new normal. At first, it felt good to be needed, to make a difference. But as weeks turned into months, Alex's own grades slipped, sleep became a luxury, and the spark that once fueled their ambitions began to fade. Inside, Alex wrestled with guilt. How could they focus on their own life when Jamie was suffering? The more Alex gave, the more Jamie seemed to need. It was a cycle that left Alex feeling trapped, torn between loyalty and self-preservation. Friends and family noticed the change, but Alex brushed off their concerns, convinced that real friends never walk away. But one day, after missing an important exam to comfort Jamie during a panic attack, something inside Alex broke. The realization hit hard. In trying to save Jamie, Alex was losing themselves. With trembling resolve, Alex set boundaries, offering support, but no longer sacrificing everything. At first, it felt selfish, even wrong. But slowly, Alex's energy returned, grades improved, and a sense of balance emerged. Jamie, too, began seeking help from others, learning to stand on their own. What happened when Alex finally said enough? Both friends discovered a new strength, one rooted in respect, not rescue. Alex's story teaches us something vital. Setting boundaries isn't an act of selfishness, it's an act of self-respect and genuine care. When you constantly give without limits, you risk losing yourself and becoming unable to help anyone, including those you care about most. Boundaries allow you to recharge, protect your own dreams, and offer support from a place of strength, not exhaustion. If you find yourself in Alex's shoes, start small. Communicate your limits honestly, prioritize your own needs, and remember that it's okay to say no. True support doesn't mean sacrificing your well-being. It means showing up as your best self. But Alex isn't alone. Let's look at another story, one that might feel even closer to home. Priya grew up in a close-knit family where love was measured by sacrifice. As the eldest daughter, She felt an unspoken responsibility to keep everyone happy, helping her younger siblings with homework, mediating her parents' arguments, and putting her own needs last. When her father lost his job, Priya took on extra shifts at work, shelving her dream of studying abroad. Each day, the weight of her family's expectations pressed down harder, and anxiety became her constant companion. She told herself this was what good daughters did, even as her own ambitions faded into the background. Priya's friends noticed her growing exhaustion, but she brushed off their concerns, insisting she was fine. Inside, she felt trapped, torn between loyalty to her family and the quiet ache of her own dreams slipping away. The turning point came one evening when Priya overheard her younger sister whisper, "I wish Priya would smile again." In that moment, Priya realized her sacrifices weren't bringing happiness to anyone, not even herself. With trembling courage, Priya began to set gentle boundaries, carving out time for her studies and sharing her feelings with her family. At first, guilt gnawed at her, but slowly, something shifted. Her family learned to share responsibilities, and Priya's spark returned. She applied for the program she'd always wanted, and for the first time in years, she felt hope. What did Priya discover that changed everything? That choosing herself didn't mean abandoning her family, it meant inspiring them to grow, too. Priya's journey reveals a powerful truth. Putting yourself first isn't an act of betrayal, it's an act of courage. When you honor your own needs and dreams, you don't just heal yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Guilt may whisper that you're letting people down, but real love and support come from a place of wholeness, not depletion. If you're feeling trapped by responsibility, remember that your happiness matters, too. Start by voicing your needs, asking for help, and making space for your passions. When you choose yourself, you become a source of inspiration and strength for those around you. So, what can you do starting today? Let's talk about some practical steps. Most people never learn these simple steps, miss out on the chance to change your life. First, recognize when you're taking on more than you can handle. Notice the signs: constant fatigue, resentment, or neglecting your own needs. Second, practice saying no with kindness. You can care deeply and still protect your energy. Third, communicate openly, let others know your limits, and ask for support when you need it. Finally, make time for yourself every day, even if it's just a few quiet moments. These small actions can create powerful change. Remember, setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about making sure you have enough to give, without losing yourself in the process. You deserve a life filled with peace, not weighed down by burdens that aren't yours to carry. Imagine your days lighter, your mind clearer, your heart open to joy and possibility. It's not selfish to want happiness, it's your right. Let go of the guilt and remember, you are worthy of love, rest, and fulfillment. When you choose yourself, you create space for healing, growth, and genuine connection. You deserve that freedom starting now. Don't let another day go by carrying what isn't yours. Take a moment to reflect: what burdens can you release today? Share your story in the comments and let others know they're not alone. If this message resonated with you, like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, your journey to peace and freedom starts with a single brave step.